Already have one W in the books, baby.
I haven't taken any of them, but we're chilling. Ooh, Bradolph brought Crimson Order, I'm seeing. Turtle Freak and got
Ooh,
the
that's
the,
probably gonna be good.
the most recent tournament, my or the last deck building tournament, like the first pool I was in was like just absolute death. It had like Massimo and Prophet and Fish and
That is
Snog. It was
that is pool four this time.
yeah, who's in it?
Oh, you got Massimo, you got Jexit, you got Purse Warden, you got Shampoo and Profit.
Oh my god, what the hell? Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
dude. Yeah. Right.
What? Well, like I feel bad because like I wanna see those decks in the rest of the turn. I mean, I guess how many pools are there total?
Only six, and top three make it out. I want
Um,
to just like ask everyone about their decks so bad. Like just have like
make a
10
make a
to two
podcast or something.
hours.
Yeah. I mean,
Are you shooting me, League, or
look,
am I making a link?
um, I will send you a link in. I need like 2 minutes to
No,
set
yeah, not a
up
problem.
my alternative Summoner Wars account because I am maxed out on games on my current account. First world problems, etc.
Wait, how are you
Um,
gonna play a deck build?
what?
How are you gonna play a deck build? You just
Uh,
have two accounts?
don't worry about it. I might be making a $3 donation to Plaid Hat Games as we speak. Don't worry about
Fucking
it.
hilarious. For the stream, baby, for the
For the
stream.
stream, you gotta believe. I mean, I like to have it anyway because I like to like play test different I like to like test out different interactions.
Hey, you don't have to justify it to me, man.
I talk about our decks real quick.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't.
You
You
can
wanna
import mine.
import yours? Holy crap! No way.
Yeah, as soon as it
Uh,
pulls up. Here, I'll send it over Discord.
let's do it. Sorry, I'm just doing some things to Grata. There'll be a screen in a second, I promise. Title, new deck. Oh my god. You titled it new deck?
I never
You
title them, man.
you expect me to import this crap?
It is kind of crap. So I mean,
Okay. Let's talk about yours first. What's
mhm.
this deck? What's going on here?
So I think that like I was just like so overcome with like options that like I threw all of them into queue and like I queued like two or three games of each one of them. And this is what I had the most fun with after a little bit of modification. So you got
Mm,
it's a classic case for me where I just like try to throw in too much, right?
yeah.
Um, but I really do love the fact that I run what like two seven zero costs. So dagger is includable enough for me. Um, let me tell you, uh, using zero cost plus martial force to just get dagger wherever you want, super fun. I think coordinate is just kind of busted, you know? Like it's just like so fast and like a universal plus one damage enchant as long as you have enough bodies.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
why the zero cost theme is in there. It makes climber move for four. Get out of here. That's ridiculous. Um, I don't know if I've landed on slingers, but I kind of just want the game to be able to end when I want it to. And
Yeah,
similarly,
yeah.
that means I need ways to attack through or get units in weird positions.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Battle leader, I just love in concept. I think that like in base Wayfarers, one of the problems is you only get three moves, you know? So like I just thought it'd be great if I got more than three moves. And also now Celeste can like by herself with two events, battle leader and coordinate get to like eight attack. That's pretty fun, right? That's a buffed
Yeah,
up
yeah.
Edia.
Yeah.
Um Boldo is self-explanatory, cards busted. I personally love mini Kiru. So the thing is that I'm really actually think I'm just trying to play these busted champs and wait for these kind of like big showy play turns with the rest of my units.
So you're trying to play
Um
cloaks.
yeah, I'm trying to like force cloaks.
Yeah.
the hard way. That's like a really good point, but I refuse to really
No.
acknowledge it. I
Yeah,
think Martial
this
Force is
seems like a lot of
insane.
fun. Seems like a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, so no Seek the Horizons, no Waypoint. I mean that makes sense. I'm a fan of Waypoint, but Martial Force,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Martial
think
Force seems huge. Seems huge, especially for a range summoner. Massive.
yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why I have like two of the so like you'll see that I run two of three two costs, and that's kind of like my thought of like, well, I'll just discard whichever one I think is going to be terrible in the matchup and play both of like play all the rest of the other two, you know? So like if I feel like I need the like meat of dancer and like the position stealing, then that's great. But if like I just have to survive, I'm cutting it and I'm just dropping archers, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Um yeah.
yeah. I
Slip
see
by
it
is
other way.
great.
Yeah, this seems like a lot of fun. I mean, and it seems to maintain the central game plan of Wayfarer, so I feel like I could jump into it and play it. Did you ever consider Airy Gate in this deck? Is something
Events are so hard for me. I I just feel like I don't know. I know that gates are good, but I see three health on something that doesn't move, and I see my opponent always kill it. And I think that's bad gate placing philosophy on my end. Like I just haven't cracked gates yet enough to like feel comfortable with three health ones. But
Yeah, it's definitely well. I mean, and I the cards in here are super good, but like there's something I think Jaxic pointed out to me that like with Airy Gate you can like spawn an adventurer, force the adventurer one spot, then embark the adventurer up another spot, and then you spawn a clinger and then force the clinger one spot. So like, and you have clingers and adventurers in the deck, and so like your now your adventurer and your clinger are starting like your adventure is 3 spots away from where it started, and it just goes nuts how far you can get with that adventurer clinger combo on the area gate.
I see that's super fun. That is crazy mobility. I like that a lot. I think
Yeah.
that I was really just like for some reason I'm obsessed with Battle Leader. And I was just like, well, if I have Battle Leader, like I'm obsessed with the combo game, right? And for me, this event suite is the most like versatile combo suite because like if you just have Battle Leader and Slip By, you do a bunch of damage and you're safe. If you have Battle Leader and Martial Force, you do a bunch of damage and you're safe. If you have any of the events, they're happy that you have Coordinate, right? Like Coordinate goes with literally all three of them. So I just really
Yeah.
wanted like
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
synergy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that somehow you're keeping Celeste safe while also attacking. That I mean seems good. I love Celeste.
I love her too. I think she's very cool.
Yeah.
I think the deck is definitely missing. I don't know. This is definitely a first draft of first drafts, but I'm excited to run into the tournament. I think that I have a little bit more of an unexperienced pool, and so that always like what's more important, like getting through the first round or like you ever get more pressure when you're in an easy pool because you're just like, oh, I really should make it through versus like, oh, I had a death pool. Of course I didn't make it through, you know?
uh Yeah, I feel like for a lot of times I always had the problem where like I had an easy first pool, and so I kind of assumed the second pool would be easy too, so I turn off my brain, and then I just never made it to round three.
That makes
Like,
sense.
I think that was my problem. I finally made it to round three once though, but I was at Gen Con, so I timed out all my games. Skill issue.
I heard about
Uh,
that on the podcast on Aaron and Texas.
you heard about them talking about me on the podcast?
Yeah, because
Uh,
they're interested in your Fungal Dwarves deck, and they're like, oh, he just
yo,
timed out on
yo.
a bunch of games.
Yeah, skill issue. Give this deck a name right now. Let's hear it.
Okay.
You got 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
You gonna
Fast. Just like
fast.
five A's at least.
Okay. I gotta change it. There we go. Fast. All right. Yeah, no, I'm sold. I'm sold. All right. Let me tell you about my deck.
Yeah,
And you know
please.
about this deck, and I have, and I can show you the different iterations of it. This is like a history lesson of this deck. So this was the very first the very first version of this deck that I think I played against you. I think I did like my first ever online deck building game against you too. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Do you remember these games we played? But I think I
I
just
do. So this is first iteration.
this is first iteration. I think I sent you some other games. Like I tried to make a Grognak deck or something. I don't know. But this was the very first iteration, and I think and the idea was like someone I've tried to find the message. I can't find it. Was just like, oh, wouldn't Blood Summon be crazy with rhinos because they're the only 2 cost 5 health unit that can go in a Blood Summon in a Shadow deck, and I was like, oh, that does sound crazy. And so that was just the start of the deck. Um, and then we did 4 carriers. We were like lionesses, something to put boosts on. We had 3 shamans at the beginning. It's now the deck is now titled "Do Not Pick" because I accidentally queued it uh,
But you want
once
to
or
save it
twice
for
instead of
posterity. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I don't want to don't want to delete it. Chant of Growth, Weaving, like so all these like events to get more boosts that at this point like the deck is kind of morphed to the point where like I don't even know if I need shamans. Like where like I'm not even stockpiling boost as fungal dwarves do. Like these events to get more boost, chant of growth, bleh. Like definitely do not need that. It's the event has morphed once Onyx Tome came out to just make blood summon so like disgustingly consistent.
Oh, I've
Um
I've seen it.
You've seen it. Midi Kairu is fun. I mean, I accidentally queued this deck a few times last season and I still won. So like GG, too easy. Thune is trash. I don't know. But yeah, so like
Poor Thune. He's
we
so
only had two.
cool.
Yeah.
I wish he was worth the payoff.
And then we had this deck. I don't think this was quite. I think the version I brought into the first tournament, I hadn't quite realized how insane 2 tomes was. So I think I had a Stim Shrooms in here instead, which was an L take. And this is basically what. Yeah, I mean, this is basically the deck. So I haven't really explained what it does. Well, but I mean, now you see what it does more is you basically just blood summon everything and it's just kind of insane, and then your enemy summoner ever pokes their head and they get demanded by a 7 attack warrior. Like there's
Hmm.
they're never safe, and as long as your blood summons aren't in your bottom 3 cards, which is something that's happened, as long as you draw blood summons so you can tome it, you have 4 blood summons. If you get a little
This is the version that you're running right now in the tournament,
it is
or
not. We'll get
it's
the
one
but
up.
the
Okay.
yeah but this is
This was
I
when
mean
they fully bloomed. Tome 4 times blood summon.
yeah, I mean this is the version I have in the tournament is a little bit experimental because I want to try some new cards. But this is the version I'm most comfortable with. But yeah, so this basically is the final version. And like I'm still struggling uh with some units here. Like we see we cut down on lionesses because they're not. I was just like feeling like they're not doing a whole lot. We finally added a mage, and then we added 2 mages because I was just starting to feel like having a ranged unit can really just get you some value in some tight
Mage
spots.
plus demand is just gross, right? Like it's just gross.
It
Like
is,
eight range whenever you kind of want it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's and uh, yeah. Plus and then but then a mage behind a warrior that's hitting for 14. Like it just can be insane. And then Jack tipped me off to like Black Saber's good and Blood Summon decks, and I think he's right. Though honestly, it's kind of been underwhelming recently. I've had Lucian like one shot Brub and stuff like that, which is always fun.
That's beautiful. That's
I
really
think
beautiful,
First
actually.
Warden runs more of a typical like um fungal dwarfs build. Like it's more what you would expect from a fungal dwarfs deck. Like this deck at a certain point had just like cut out all of the fungal dwarfs cards. Now a few of them are back in. Bind gates here just for gate consistency because Cooldock, honestly, like the decks that this deck will like demolish a lot of people with value. Like not always. I don't know. I need more experience with it, but a lot of times like winning the value, overrunning the opponent isn't an issue. What's an issue is that if the opponent has the tools to kill Cooldock and the gate for protection like a lot of times like cool duck just needs to move up, and having the gate in hand similar to like when you're playing Balzar, just being able to move up 2 spaces and put a gate to your side is just like a really common play that you want to do, and having another
Sure.
gate helps. um though I did take it out for the tournament. um which I
Oh, there's
guess
another special card, isn't there?
there
There's a
is a
new
new card.
interesting
There
card.
is there is Call Forth. So Cool Doc now has 11 health. Plaid Hat, stop nerfing my boy. And Call Forth can just be utterly. It seems like it can be insane. I've only got it to work once in like a practice game with you. Um, where you just call forth more boys and then you blood summon more boys. Not having the gate is a little bit tough, and the damage to Cool Dock is like incredibly significant. And
Uh-huh.
this honestly feels like it might help me in the wrong way because it's like it's gonna help me overrun the matchups that I was already gonna win, and it's not. It's just gonna kill me in the matchups that like I'm actually threatened in. But we'll see how that goes.
To me, it's just like, man, is this seriously? I no longer have to keep common units because Blood Summon Call Forth is whatever 2 units in my discard I want at any time, you know?
Yeah, so I can like discard. I mean, it's gonna round out my hands a lot more easily. Like I don't need to. Yeah, just draw
Who
to
cares
this
about
blood summon.
units? You just keep Call Forth. And it's just like, that's crazy, right? It's gotta be.
And
That
I like that.
one Vine Mancer.
Yeah, and it gives me more like because sometimes you'll draw a hand of blood summon and tome, and now I can tome a call forth and like I don't know. It just it feels like it could be nutso.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is one Vine Mancer. I want to test out Vine Mancer. I want to see if it's any good. So I threw it in. I threw it in the tournament deck. It kind of hurt. There's no more Lioness here. At some point we went up to 4 Rhinos. I really was considering cutting a Shaman. Because like at this point, I don't even know if this deck is about accumulating boosts. It's kind of just about rushing you down, but decided to keep it. I don't know. You feel like this deck needs shamans or no?
Yes. I don't. Well, no. Like that is it is really interesting. Gosh, and you're just recurring that one spore carrier too, right? Like he's just gonna make
Yeah.
these for the entire game. That's
I
hilarious.
mean, yeah. I mean, I'm usually it's not really a primary plan. Like I'm
Yeah,
not too worried about that. But like if I don't have any carrier in my discard pile, sure, it'll become a spore carrier, and that becomes a beast a lot. It does happen in more games than I would expect it to. That the beast comes back.
but sorry. So well, I think that Lioness did nothing for you because Warrior is pretty much always better.
Yeah, I had a few games where with a game where I accidentally queued it, like I just like had a value beatdown where like if if this is the board, I ended up just forcing Crust to the top left corner of the board, and then like they were parked behind a bunch of gates, and I just sort of like sat still for 15 turns and just like boosted up a bunch of lionesses, and so like they are kind of good for value and stuff, but like they just weren't performing. I don't know. It was more of a gut choice than anything. It's just like these aren't doing anything for me. I don't know.
What are your champs again?
Black Saber, Lucian, and Meldar.
Okay.
And Black Saber is just a blood summon unit. Lucian sometimes pops off if I draw her in the late game, though I'll discard her in the early game. And I don't know. I mean, Maldar's stats work if anything. I mean, boosts. It's good, I guess.
What
And good blood summon, to
kind
be
of
honest.
magic do you have? Like, I feel like you should just have a bunch, right?
It kind of varies. So the deck is very dependent on when you draw blood summon.
Right.
You have to be able to pivot and like you have to have the plan for if you don't draw blood summon because you can easily fall into this trap of I don't want to discard these cards because maybe my next card is blood summon. So you go into your next turn with 1 magic and now you have 5 units that you can't play. So you do kind of discard. I don't know. So I feel like I tend to I don't feel like I have infinite magic in this deck ever because I feel like I find things to play it on because they're not doing blood summon every turn. Like
Yeah.
yeah, if I have some spare, I'll play Maldar or something. I usually do just play some units on curve. So, um, but
Because I'm like, can it just always get out of segment, you know? But that's
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't. That hasn't been my experience. I'm not rolling enough magic to do that.
And then I just forget, like, really, really all of like the deck builds come down to like, is your epic still like good? Like good at all, right? Like some decks, like if you don't build around the epic, I feel it's just like terrible, but like you still get two threes off of spores in this deck, right? That's like always good.
Oh yeah, it's insane. The carry. I mean, that's it's sort of just like an overrun plan. I feel like I just like very consistently just like I just have too many units for the enemy to deal with. I'm really talking this
Hmm.
deck up. I'm ready to like go 0 for 8 in this in this tournament. But it's just like and like if they destroy my units, like if a wave is destroyed, it's like okay, I'll just release spores. I'll have some more carriers. Like a lot of the times, it's just like you're trying to deal with my carriers, and by the time you actually have, I just blood summon 6 units on you and one shot your summoner. I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, so Rhino, I think Rhino is so like my eyes have just been open to the fact that you always effectively have two, sometimes free from most times free from blood summon cost, like 3/5, because it's always trampling, because it always has like four movement at least.
Yeah.
Like that's insane to me. It's blown my mind because I just look at Rhino, I'm just like, I don't know if I care about this card. And you're like, you should, because it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I feel like the initial like seed for this deck was okay, Cool Dot gives out boosts so easily. What if we just put in a bunch of units that did good when they have boosts? And so it's just
Hmm.
Abua's units. And it's kind of morphed to like a carrier rush down deck at this point. But it still has that seed. It's still there's still boosts. Boosts are candy. Boosts are everywhere.
Okay, so one, let me pull up the.
Wait, you pulling up a game? Or
No, I'm just pulling up the deck build so I can like see what I can like ask you about.
yeah, yeah, sounds good. And we can you want to do like a blitz game? We're gonna have to
Yeah, I
go.
want to churn,
Yeah,
or
got
we don't have to, but
no. We'll like we'll just have to like play instant turns. 'Cause I should get going in like 30 minutes at the latest or something.
yeah,
I
let's
hate
just
having
play.
obligations. It sucks. No, you can ask me about it. I need to make I need like 30 seconds to make this deck anyway. In the alternative account. It is there's something about deck building that like God, I have so many rants I can just like go on. Let me build this and then I'll say what I was
I
gonna
think
say.
your events are close to solved, and every like thought that you have about like Vinegate and whatnot still very valid. But like I think that you're not missing anything on the events. Like you're not gonna put Purge in there, you're not gonna put Death right in there. They're not what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, like there's certain events that like it wouldn't hurt, but yeah, no, the double blood summon tome is just necessary. I could see two demands making it because a lot of times I on it's sort of who I am, but like I just discard demand. It's sort of it's there to make you afraid, and I'm totally fine discarding it, and I also know I can reclaim it with tome, like it's not gone. But two
Hmm.
demands might make that more consistent. I don't know. People that like to do more assassinating things, I definitely could recommend two demands for if like you just have the assassin goggles on the whole game. Okay, this appears to be the deck. Do.
I think
Let's
that I hope that you really end up liking Vinemancer. I think Vinemancer is insane.
yeah.
Just like
Tell me about like
so good.
what sort of utility can you see in this deck? Because I feel like it would also be insane, but like I don't know. Like it's just hard for me to visualize. So I just want to try it.
I think like it's just the fact that if you're going to do these crazy blood summon terms, you can get Vinemancer wherever you want, which means you can pull any unit wherever you want at the end of the day. I think that one is not enough. And that like I'm trying to think like
Yeah.
is three warriors too many? Is like you need two shaman for the big warriors because a big warrior is literally insane, right? Just like there's no payoff like popping out a seven
Yeah.
4/7, you know.
Yeah, I mean the tough thing is that the commons are the hardest thing to balance because it's like the less two costs you have, the less good your blood summons are. So if you're putting in these tech
Yes.
units like the Vine Mancer and the Shaman, it's just like, okay, well, it's like your blood summons aren't as good anymore. And carriers are a great unit to blood summon, so that feels like it breaks that rule. Like I'm always happy to blood summon a carrier to just get a carrier where it's not supposed to be. It's gonna get infects and whatnot. And maybe Vine Mancer is the same. I definitely, if it wasn't the tournament, I would try queuing this deck into like public with uh, with like a bunch of Vine Mancers and see how that goes. Because I could see it being crazy. I think Purse Warden does a bunch of Vine Mancers. I don't know, but like I already have a common suite that I really like. But I wanna see how it goes. And I sent you a link.
Yes.
I almost want to
Good.
try like Purse Warden's deck or like a more traditional Fungal Dwarves deck build and then like see how that goes and see if that informs any decisions, like anything I see there. Because like you could even see like a beast or two in this deck being good. Because like beasts turning into undead carriers, like infecting undead carriers, and that chaining is kind of insane. But um, I'm really trying to keep the blood summoned theme, so just as many powerful two costers as possible.
Yeah, you got the one from the starting setup. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know when you're like, and also three magic. Ooh, sheesh. Magic is a bit. I feel like you're gonna end up making enough beasts.
Yeah, Wayfair is disgusting.
I
See,
know.
like this would be great. Like I wish I had a gate in hand right now. I want to get in there. I want to do it. All right. See, I'm just incapable of playing fast. Like it's just not in me. I don't know how to do it fundamentally.
When I
Um,
get wrecked by your no star all in in public queue, I'm gonna be upset.
yeah, yeah. Get ready for it. Hey, you're still using the like the I'm new to this game avatar. You gotta change that.
Dude, it's a good one. I love Shadow Mage.
God, Cool Dog's gonna die right here. God damn it.
I'm thinking about it.
God damn it. Ugh, skill issue.
I think
See,
the
this is
first turn is my best chance to win.
it. No, it is like it has the same fungal dwarf dynamic of like, um, wow, words are so hard right now. Of like, the beginning is the scariest part. Like getting a foot on the board. Like so, I drew a tome. If that tome was blood summon, I would have like 5 units on the board right now. But I don't. So I need to I need to navigate. Like I need to get that first blood summon turn. Once I have a bajillion units on the board, we're chilling. Oh, I wonder if I could have vine pulled something that turn. Interesting. Was not thinking about that. And let's just discard like mad. Um, yeah, good stuff. Guess I'll hold that. Maybe should have
All right.
discarded that.
We're just playing for
Yeah, I
good
think I
old.
should have. And yeah, like just not drawing blood summon is your biggest problem, which
Right.
is
So,
which parallels Cool Doc just like not drawing the cards he wants in base. Like it's a similar dynamic. What are you gonna say?
man, I'm gonna footwork here, and I'm gonna get blood summoned on next turn, and the game's just already over.
Like yeah, blood summon demand. Like you're dead. You just threw the game. You gotta always like you just
Oh,
squirm in fear of what I am capable of. Thank God. Yeah, we're not in a good spot right now. Uh, oh goodness. Uh,
oh,
just yeah, it's
okay.
it's 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 not happening right now. Spoilers. Why is Maldar there? I don't have another move. I don't care.
Moves
uh,
moves suck, man.
he's there to stop Wayfarer nonsense. I don't know. He's blocking the spot. It's a little bit silly. Please don't kill me. Um,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
we're chilling. See, I got a bunch of 2 cost in my hand, and it's like, crap, do I discard these? Do I discard some of them? And I think the answer I have so far is like, I I'll probably go to 4 magic. So like if I draw the blood summon, it's insane. If I don't draw the blood summon, I can still play some boys and it'll be fine. Maybe even a little bit extra heavy for good measure here, because I really like against Wayfarers. I'm comfortable with the econ, but like if you have the right hand this next turn, I am literally dead. Um,
Yeah.
gotta stop that fast as I can. I'm honestly like, what if we just go nutso with discarding? Could feel really bad. I'm gonna do it. All right, good stuff. So that slip by is bottom of your deck, right?
Yeah, you
Ne-
wish.
never have I ever. Oh God.
So
But
I think okay, so like this is cool, right?
thank God, Cool Duck has 13 health though. It's like pretty beefy. Can deal with stuff like this. Am I just gonna be salty forever? I think I am. It's okay.
Gosh, man, some
Well,
of
let's
these
see.
cards were any other cards, you know?
You know, I've been there and I feel that. If I could just have a blood summon and a call forth in my hand every single turn, that'd be pretty great. Also, if call forth could heal me 1 instead of damaging me 1.
You know what, actually, I think it's worth it just because it's worth it, right? Yeah, it's totally worth it. Because 4 attacks is just like such a good thing to have and to do.
All right, Celeste, how's it going? I get the feeling I'm about to not be playing the sort of game I want to be playing.
Well, that's
I'm
my
just
whole thing, right?
getting this crazy feeling. Yeah, and I think that's what you do.
All right, and we try to kill the carrier because then I have an open gate spot. Sweet. And then, yeah, I died of Blood Summon, but this was my best shot for sure.
I agree. I agree. Because I discarded so heavy, I did in fact draw Blood Summon. But no idea if it's gonna be enough.
Yeah. I definitely see the hands where I just get hosed here.
Oh yeah, if there was any sort of warrior something, because the warrior interaction where I can just kill the blood summon interaction where I can just kill any unit that I want is pretty sweet. I'm definitely a fan.
But is it worth like the board state that you would have made next turn with Blood Summon anyway? Am I ever gonna get on you?
What do you mean?
Like so, like say like I just like stayed back for a turn
Yeah.
here, right? Ouch. Oh, demand. No. Um it hurts. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. 2 melee is better at doing 1 than 3 ranged.
It is. It is
Easy every
always
time.
GG.
That was, I mean, that was only
You hit
it,
all of it,
yeah,
right?
it was 6 melee and gonna be 6 ranged on 10 health. So like very, I think on average I missed that, honestly. That'd be my instinct. So I I mean, you shot your shot or whatever. Like one day you'll be good enough to fight the big
One day I'll
boss.
be good enough.
I mean, it's just like, yeah,
But yeah, what I was
there's
sorry, what
some
I was
monsters.
saying is that like so like obviously there's always like the I don't go for it there line.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I stayed back, you just use that blood summon to instead get so in my face that I never see Koldak the whole game. Right. Because I'm not going to like I don't have chip. I won't like casually destroy your units until like I win back the position to like hit you.
Yeah. No, I think you lose if you let me get a foothold on the board. I think it's gonna be tough. I don't think you have the economy for it. And like honestly, like so Blood Summon was the if Blood Summon was one card deeper in my deck, you won that game.
Mhm.
You just
Or if you didn't
you win
have
that game.
demand.
Or if I didn't have to man, like you were so. I mean, I honestly I feel like it would have been better if I lost that to illustrate because I think you did it right.
Well, this is how our tournament game is going to go too. So it's
Good stuff. Good stuff.
no, that was good. No, I mean like that's just that was still fun. I think that those like the game does not have to be like the grandmaster chess every move. Like I feel like we still made really meaningful decisions in like a small period of time. It's just really simple because you went for it or you didn't.
Yeah. And I think like in casual games, like if we were hanging out, I think at some point I'll like I don't know. I have like a sense of like what deck builds are fun to play against others. Like I think that there's some the like the S tier deck builds that are just kind of insane. Like you probably only want to play against other things. I mean, basically like I would probably play something else against your Wayfarers that would like lead to more of a fun game. I don't know.
Uh,
Because like and a lot of the deck builds I have like the Edia I was doing with you, and I thought the Vanguards. I guess the Vanguards like won the last tournament. Like a lot of those I would just like rather play against like decks that are not quite as
yeah.
insane.
No, yeah, for sure. You did get. I mean, like I still stand by it. Like, wow, it's fun to slam down Battle Leader and get your Celeste to 7 for free and still have the whole field of attacks. That feels so good.
Yeah.
Battle Leader
Yeah,
slip by.
it seems pretty awesome. I'm curious to what how do you think that the Sunderbed deck is gonna turn out? Because you crushed my Edia deck when we did that one practice.
Oh, I just don't know. I can't get my head out of the fact that like why aren't I just playing every border archer and why doesn't it just automatically win me the game? Like and I've seen it now because when I started playing it, like they just hit like bricks and now like I'm getting actual games where they like miss sometimes and I'm like, oh yeah, range dice is why like this will just not be for sure the
Yeah.
thing. And I think that I like go too hard. I feel like there's got to be like a middle ground of where all your units are just like incredible and like Unity Instinct is going to get there someday. Like Slinger is really fun, but probably not good enough. Spirit Mage doesn't really make sense in honestly, I think Entangle is like bait. I think Entangle is hard bait for the deck because you're just like, oh my gosh, Entangle, Spirit Mage, 8 dice. Yeah, that's like there are combos in the deck building meta game that like completely end your world, and that's just kind of like fun.
8 dice. Pathetic.
8 range dice from a spirit mage, nonetheless. Get out of here.
If it's not at least a 14 melee dice followed up by another 4 range dice from behind in a single row, it's not even worth playing.
I'm so sad that like they cared about deck building for Sky Spear Avian, and then I think they just quit it. Like, why does like Birdsong have like Blitz only be the first attack of a turn? You know, it's because there's like, oh well, we got to care about Border Archer entanglement, and I'm like, and then you stopped caring about all interactions entirely.
With the
And
rest
that
of the
makes me
Sky Spear Avian deck.
no with like the new decks coming out. Like, it's just
Oh,
like
what
I
what
feel like
what are your biggest qualms? Like which cards feel the worst?
well, I mean, like just like really focusing on the bird song is like that is a line of text that obviously doesn't do anything in base, right? So clearly they just put it in there for the border archer interaction,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, what else? I mean, or like I don't know. like Sky Assault, right? Like the fact that it has to have flying and Ava only gives airy units flying instead of commons flying, right? Like I feel like that nerfed her deck building capabilities a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's it sometimes it feels like they were thinking about it, and sometimes it doesn't. Like things with like Onyx Tome not being able to like retrieve epics. I mean, I
Hmm.
know I guess that would be good with like Into Darkness, but like it feels like that's much more like a another like some other decks are gonna abuse this if it can retrieve epics. I think one of my gripes is Maldar just being able to be put in Shadow Elves. Like, fuck off. It's so stupid. Like, this needs to be banned from Shadow Elves. It's just too good.
Yeah, I think it is too good in Shadow Elves.
And
Yeah, I
like
mean,
they
like
could have,
it's
yeah.
3 boost a turn. Come on.
All you had to do was just like don't give it the shadow symbol. Like don't make this be able to be like don't make Maldar the card that can be put into like two different types of decks. Just give it one symbol or something. But nope.
Yeah, it gets real. I think like Maldar totally is the both champ though, because like
It totally
why?
is, but it's bad for deck building because it's OP.
Yeah, yeah, I see where you're coming at. He's he's special. I'll definitely say he's
I
special.
I could be wrong though, because like I'm also like, oh, it feels like it'd be OP in like a Bua or something, but it's probably just like mid. The Abua deck. I don't know.
I have no idea what the Abua deck looks like. There's got to be a build out there. I don't know why it's not like real yet, but like
I think the
it's
Abatas
just
tried some stuff. I don't know. Fine Mancers are good.
well, it's
Uh,
funny. I feel like
yeah,
there's a lot of like SE incredibly strong deck, but like you try to do anything in the deck build space, and it's just like, oh, I can't quite match what other thing because like better SE is still not top tier deck build for some reason. It's just better SE.
yeah,
The
yeah. I
gaps that
mean,
some decks cover when they get deck building access.
yeah. I mean, you just you start to. I don't know. Like, I feel like the S tier deck builds have like something broken that they can do.
Yes.
You can just like sum it up very quickly with like Cylinder can do Renewed Hope and then summon something and then demand on you and then Glinting Speed and then also he can do Blood Summon and every other good event that's just like possible. Um
And
oh,
now
and Guarding
Death
Spirits.
Right? Can you do Death Right?
He can do Death Right. Yeah, now we got Death Right, Call Forth. Like he do Guarding Spirits. Why the hell can he do Guarding Spirits? This should
Mixed
not.
events. Mixed events were the mistake. The fact that you have to give a
Well,
deck. You have to give 2 build symbols.
I mean, like, I
One
guess I
event,
kind of
two
see
build.
it to like give everyone things, but it's just like if you have an event where it's just like so clearly only one symbol and not the other, like why? I mean, like no one's gonna. Your other events are so good that no one's gonna run Guarding Spirits, which is like the funny thing that like Guarding Spirits isn't gonna be played. But um, yeah, I don't know. But like this, there's just so much. I don't know. Jacksepultic wrote a great article, and sorry, I'm just like blabbing on and on. But he wrote a great
Yeah.
article about like just how to make a deck and just like the self-expression of it and just like have an idea that's fun and then run with it and I don't know it's just fun and I also like how it like it focuses your mind on a single thing. Like I genuinely feel like I need to play this Cooldock deck another like 50 100 times before like I can like say with confidence like what commons I want to run, and even then I'm sure other people would have different takes. That's just a
Gosh,
total opinion. Yeah.
can I just renewed hope, death right, like Seekers 3 times to attack for 4? Gosh, man, that's
Then
pretty
demand
silly, I
and then
think.
demand them.
And then demand them. Well, I feel like yeah, I'm keeping glinting speed, but is it just demand? Is it death right, demand, renewed hope, and you run seeker and scholar?
Did you ever
How does
seen
get in? Go ahead.
there's this clip that like um I've called Jexic's
Yes.
favorite game. You've seen that clip?
Hmm.
good stuff. It's
It's a crazy whiff.
Blood summon.
yeah,
I've
I'm pulling
seen
it up
I've
on
seen
stream too.
people
And then
shaman onto Katu, and I'm like, that's cheeky. That's so
Nobody hits
cheeky.
Obi hits for 5.
Shaman onto
We have
Katu.
Dominus
Oh,
Katu.
that's
Pick up Obi.
oh my god. Can you put Katu in this deck?
Pick
You
up
totally
Mage.
can.
Yes, you
Pick up Mage
can.
so far.
You can put it, but like I don't. I think that was the first time I made a Shadow Elves deck. It was like a Katu like econ deck because of course it was,
Warrior.
Yeah.
and
Mage.
it's like not like you can just do better stuff. I don't know, but like I haven't played that much with it. Like it feels like there's a lot of different like in the last tournament, like people did tried a lot of different things. And I don't like it. Just seems to be a lot of different ways to do the Shadow Elves deck, and I don't know what's best. But it seems like the consensus is that it's insane, no matter what.
Man, events are so hard. We only get 6 events.
I know, right? Like you literally like if there was any format, if we ever meet up, let's just do a format we have like an 80 card deck.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? It would
Commander
warp
style.
everything about like econ and everything we think.
Yeah, I wonder how
Like,
like would econ be less of a thing? Um like
would
we
the
just
entire
try
strategy become discard your entire hand for the first 2 turns so you have 10 magic because you have enough deck to keep playing?
like I think it would. Like I guess just every phase of the normal Summoner Wars game would just be like exacerbated.
Yeah, Tome Call Forth becomes literally insane. Like, that's just like the bigger the deck, the better fixing is, right? Like the reason that these tutors aren't amazing, incredible, unstoppable is because like the decks are so small, you can't afford to just burn through it.
Yeah. I want to try this now. So like you play with every single card that can be played in that deck or
Oh,
something.
sure.
So you just play with all of these cards and see which is the ultimate deck in that case.
It's gotta be Shadow Elves.
We'd have
I'm
to see.
looking,
We'd have to see.
I'm looking right now, and it's just like, yep, I'm gonna. Gosh, the event suite. We'd have to see. You're right,
Because like
Joe. Joe, make it happen. Give it to us.
because like there's sleepers like I don't know like Vanguards are insane. Like it's just like with Vanguards, like
Yes.
I have something protected by guarding spirits that's also protected by an arbiter of peace that's also protected by Colleen. Like sorry, you're rolling 12 dice at it this turn and did 2 damage, like skill issue. Like it can be nuts though. Did you can
I
invest
don't
in
think
this?
cave goblins get that much better.
And
I
yet
feel like
Aaron
cave
won
goblins aren't great and big.
and yet Aaron won the last tournament.
No, in big deck format. Like if
Oh yeah, yeah.
you gave all cards to cave goblins, I think that's not a good deck actually.
Play Volcor.
I mean, you can't even. Oh, you have sworn. You have blood bond, so it's possible.
This just sounds like fun. I want to do it.
Grognak, however, I think Grognak. I mean, like the 4 glories you're gonna get.
I'm sure maybe with tabletop or something we could find a way.
It sounds like something for sure.
Buying gates and willpower. Anyway, I should probably head out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's been a lot of
Thanks
fun.
for jamming the game.
Yeah,
I hope your tournament games go as well.
I hope yours as well. We will see. The goal is to time out less than 4 of them this time. We're gonna see if we can make that happen.
I believe in you. I'm gonna be really upset with you if you don't. So
Yeah. Well, that'll motivate me. And yeah, it could be. You mentioned like wanting to just ask everyone about their decks and whatnot. I mean, maybe like after the tournament or something, like you and me could like invite people on and like have chats about the decks they brought or something. I don't know.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
just
like I had a lot of fun listening to like your thoughts. I had a lot of fun talking about my shitty brew. Like I think it's just oh man, there's so much content and just being like, yeah, this card game's pretty fun, huh?
That's my stream actually.
Yeah.
That's just like, oh, it's a good game. I'll just play it.
All
Anyway,
right.
I
Have a
will
good rest of your day.
I'll catch you around. Yeah, thanks for coming on. See ya.
Peace late. No problem. Bye.
Good stuff. That's a ton of fun. Loved I feel bad for just I feel like I'm talking too much trash at the cool deck. I'm like, yeah, like you you know, I think you did the right line. You lost anyways. Like I'm you getting my ass handed to me in the tournament or something. Like I shouldn't be too cocky. And like and the deck, like I don't know, I'm scared against some of these other big decks. I don't know. I've played the deck a lot that I think I am confident saying it's a top dog, but like if I hadn't drawn Blood Summon there, it was over. Like I think it's really susceptible to rush down decks. Rush down decks can just take it out early. Anyway, I gotta run. I'm sorry, but sorry not to play more games, but we'll have more games in the future. I promise. Gonna gonna be streaming again tonight. Because we just got so many games. Got this is gonna be fun. And as soon as they run down, we'll queue some more. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to do the deck building games too. Okay, I'm out of here. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna win. We're gonna take the tournament. Oh, let me just take a glance. Oh, I gotta leave. Let me take a glance at the pools though. I'm very curious. One deck to rule them all too. Crimson Order is already 50-50. Shit deck. Who am I in? Yeah, this pool's scary. I'm with Aaron. How many people advance out of this? We got 6 pools. How many pools did we have last time? I think quite a few people advanced from the round 1 last time. This time, previous time we had 5 pools. Now we have 6. Hey, so we've made it up. I can't believe you lost all your games. Skill issue. I look forward to it. Me, it's not unheard of for a Ben 10